What's up, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters, and welcome to the Dallas Cowboy Huddle. Lights, camera, and action. What's up, Cowboy Nation and Cowboy Headquarters? It's your boy G, the number one Cowboy fan, Hampton, coming at you live, direct, and correct. And welcome to the Cowboy Huddle, where we come together in the huddle and talk about our Cowboys. And I'm hoping everybody's enjoying their day-to-day water. As we wind down to the end of the weekend. That's it. That's all you get is 2 days. 2 days is all you get for the weekend. But you know what? I really could use a day between Saturday and Sunday. Maybe we'll call it Sunday. Saturday. I don't know. But anyway, what's going on, everybody, man? It's great to be alive. It's great to be in you guys' presence, and it's just great to be a part of this channel where we talk about our Cowboys. And I'm going to get right on into it. Let's talk about this Hall of Fame and the ceremony that has taken place, and what I witnessed and what I didn't witness. With that being said, I've been looking for the Drew Pearson speech. I can't find it. So we had three players from the Cowboys, well, two players and a coach to go into the Hall of Fame. We had Jimmy Johnson, we had Cliff Harris, and we had Drew Pearson. Unless I'm missing something, I cannot find Drew Pearson's video. I don't know. I have no idea what could have happened, but it ain't right. And whoever's coming up with this old frackle bull need to stop it right now, because the man deserved to have been in there a long time ago. So I don't know if this is something he pulled or it's something the league is pulling. I don't know, but it's not fair. So maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but we do know that Drew Pearson was one of the candidates that was supposed to have had a speech during the ceremony. I can't find it, you know. But let's go on, move on to where it began before Jimmy Johnson. Well, Drew Pearson was a part of the Cliff Harris era. But so let's talk Cliff Harris. So Cliff Harris, he was also introduced by Charlie Waters. Now these guys played side by side. It was a 1-2 combo. You had Charlie Waters at free safety, and you had Cliff Crash Harris playing the strong safety. Now this is way before a lot of y'all time, but I suggest you go sometime and just pull up Cliff Harris and Charlie Waters. Say football was bloody back then. You hear me? Football was bloody. It wasn't as fast as it is today, but back then football was hard hitting. That's why they called Cliff Harris Cliff Crash Harris, because he crashed right into you and didn't think two cents about you after he hit you. That's just the way football was played. But Cliff Harris was also a part of the Doomsday Defense, along with Charlie Waters, along with Hollywood Henderson, along with Ed Too Tall Jones, along with Harvey Martin, along with all these guys, Bob Lilly and all these guys. Which he also gave a big shout out to those guys. He also gave a shout out to Gene Stallings and Tom Landry, also Gil Brandt. You know, he wanted to make that clear that he wanted to thank those individuals. But he also spoke about, Cliff Harris talks about the mental toughness and passion that his dad taught him, the mental toughness, and his mom always talked about having the passion, having a passion. Passionate spirit or something like that. But yeah, so he had gave a great speech, man, and it was really good to see Cliff Harris amongst other Cowboy Hall of Famers to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And after that, we had my man Jimmy J. Jimmy J came home. I mean, Jimmy Johnson was out, so he was introduced by Troy Aikman. He talked about how the friendship that they created, on and off the field, and how much he appreciated um, Troy Aikman. But Troy Aikman did do the introduction of Jimmy Johnson. But let me say something about old about old Jimmy J. I call him Jimmy J. Before he even got into a speech, he said, "Well, I guess y'all want to know what I got to say about Jerry Jones." And it's true enough. He just went on to say that how when he got with Jerry Jones and they had talked about with the two of them being together, they're going to make a difference in the NFL, and sure enough, Jimmy Johnson said we did. We made a difference. So they have a decent relationship, where they respect one another, things like that. But he did say that they made a change in the NFL, which they did. But also, listen, this is where I got my method of coaching from Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, just the way he talks, he fires you up. He fires you up regardless what he's talking about. He just fires you up. It's for like motivation. I can tell you what, the way he was presenting his speech, it was more like you thought he was preaching. You thought he was preaching. I mean, he was firing everybody up. But he also thanked his family. He thanked his late wife and his present wife and his children and things like that. He said something. He said, people had always asked him, how do you know? How can you say you can take a 1-15 team to a championship? And one thing he did say, Jimmy said he have never been a dreamer, but he always believed. And he said if he believed in something, it usually happened to a certain point. What he was saying, paraphrasing, and it makes a lot of sense. He said, I wasn't a dreamer. I never have been a dreamer. I always believed. He said, how can you take these kids from the University of Miami and from the inner city and make them college graduates? And he said about 90% of his players, got their college degrees. He said because he didn't dream about it, he believed it. Come on, man. That come from the great Jimmy Johnson. So, I'm fired up listening to that, but, that's just what Jimmy Johnson does. But it was a great speech, just to hear from those two. And like I said, I could not find Drew Pearson's video. I could not do any research on it. I have no idea. So if I find it out, I'll, pull it or put it on our Dallas Cowboy Facebook page or something like that. But it was great to see those guys inducted like that. Which also Jimmy Johnson will be inducted into the Ring of Honor at the AT&T Stadium, so it will happen. So, but Jimmy Johnson said, "Will it be when I'm alive?" But anyway, let's move on, man. Let's talk about the little scrimmage or the joint practice with the Los Angeles Rams. So took a few notes, over the weekend. These guys linked up for inter squad. I guess you call it scrimmage, but they called it a professional thud practice. So it wasn't anything about taking anybody to the ground, but it was more about give them a good thud. Oh my, see, the days have changed, man. Back in the day, man, they hit hard, man. They take you to the ground playing on grass, but so yeah, it was called a professional thud practice where it was just one of those deals. But let's just talk about what I saw. So let's talk about this injury report right now. So we know Dak is still continuing to rehab his shoulder. Come to find out, Terrell Basham come up with undisclosed injury. Not sure what it was. I hope it's nothing serious because Terrell Basham really have been handling up on that end here lately. Also, Tank Lawrence, he's still rehabbing, but I think he's close enough to getting back on the field. Let me get a drink of water. Let me get a little dry mouth. It's water. Mm-hmm. Stay hydrated, y'all. This time of season, you need to stay hydrated because it's hot outside, and make sure you, just stay hydrated. But anyway, so yeah, Tank Lawrence, he's basically, working his way back on the field. Not sure about Tristan Hill. Tristan Hill still dealing with this ACL. I have no idea, why why he's not back on the field yet. I have no idea. Also, I had mentioned how I said that Chauncey Golston had been silent. We couldn't find Chauncey's been dealing with a hamstring, so he's been out with a hamstring. Also, who is this? Oh yeah, Francis Bernard. He's another guy that has hamstring issues. And then we got Josh Ball. Josh Ball is dealing. He's a lineman, offensive tackle, that is dealing with an ankle issue. So that's what's going on with our injury report. From what I saw from the practice or the scrimmage, I can say that Garrett Gilbert got majority of the snaps in the professional Thud practice. Also, Cooper Rush was in street clothes, so he didn't get any reps. I think he should have got reps before DiNucci got any reps, but I guess they wanted to give DiNucci the time to get these live snaps, which is well needed by him. He really needs those snaps. So let's go and talk about a little highlights that I saw. I had seen while this scrimmage was going on. Gonna find out CD Lamb touched the secondary twice for TDs. CD getting smoother and smoother. It's just like as far more he gets in acclimated to the game, the more he's getting better and he's becoming more smoother than before. So he's playing a lot of at the wide out, not much in the slot, but he played a lot of wide out and just torched the dude twice. Also, MG, he torched the secondary for 2 TDs, one on a fade, another one on a 9 route. So these guys, and here's the deal though, these guys are working on, I would say 85% of the offense because we don't have Dak in the game and we don't have Amari Cooper in the game. And I didn't see Blake Jarwin. I don't know if Blake Jarwin. I didn't see Blake Jarwin out there. I don't know what's going on with him and Dalton Schultz. So we might be only playing with 75% of the players on the field. So, which was cool, but I guess they need the time. But also what was a highlight was seeing the starting 5 back on the field with Lael Collins and our boy Tyron Smith, and then we had Zach Martin, and then we had Connor Williams and Tyler Biadasz. Badass. Yeah, no, I like that. So it was good seeing those guys, but then also seeing Michael Parson back out there. Michael Parson, he has a lot of speed. This kid is going to be something special. But not only that, but he's aggressive. This guy, he come downhill, he gonna hit you, he gonna bang you. So it was really good, good seeing him move as fluent as he was moving. You can appreciate that for being a rookie. Also, the altercation. Woo, it was an altercation, man. It was gonna get a little scrappy out there. You can't have a scrimmage without some kind of, pushing and shoving. So come to find out, there was a altercation between Tony Pollard and the defensive back from the Rams, Kenny Young. Yeah, Kenny Young kept throwing these old cheap shots, and then he run off. Every time he get a chance, he'd do a little push off. So Tony Pollard kind of ran up out and say, man, what you doing? But That was good to see because it was getting a little heated out there several times, and then I think I think it was Connor Williams and Aaron Donald. They locked up. Oh yeah, you can say what you want. You can't say, well, Mike McCarthy was saying, well, we're not looking for a physical practice. And no, man, these guys, they ready to play some football. So sure enough, man, shoot, Aaron Donald and Connor Williams on the ground, baby. I mean, they on the ground, rolling in the dirt, So they had to break them up. So, oh no, so Deontay Kazi, he got into a little scuffle with one of the LA players. So it was good to see, man, and just kind of get the blood flowing, and kind of as we move closer and closer to the season. And as y'all know, we go play the Cardinals this Friday night. We go play the Cardinals this Friday night in Arizona. So we'll be going up against Kyler Murray, Deontay Hopkins, if they play. Larry Fitzgerald and AJ Green. See what the secondary made of. And when I mentioned, and by me mentioning the secondary, I gotta definitely say, man, this guy here is a sleeper, but he's definitely making some noise. Maurice Kennedy. Maurice Kennedy is actually making some noise that I can truly say we got to keep our eye on this guy, because if I see this guy getting some playing time, he come from the Jets. He also come from the Jets as well, but he opted out in 2020, so he didn't play in 2020. But this guy here is definitely somebody we got to continue to watch. And also with that, we got a chance to see Connor Williams at playing the center position, which he looked pretty good. We got to remember Connor Williams is playing for a new contract. So, and when asked to move to the center for some, backup reps, he had no problem with it. He said, whatever it takes me to get, build up my resume, really. So, he had no problem with it. But he looked pretty good. He looked real good at that position. Handing off those snaps to the quarterback and making the blocks, which looks really, really good. But also on the other side of the ball, I've always talked about this individual, Brent Urban. Yeah, Brent Urban. Let me say something about Brent Urban. Brent Urban is a big old boy. And just by his presence and plugging them holes, he automatically becomes a run stopper. I mean, one time the guy was pushing up the field, and somehow the way he turned sideways when he hit the ground, but by him hitting the ground, he darn near shut off two running lanes. Yeah, I like Brent Urban, and I think he's going to be a great addition to this team. Also, Lael Collins. Lael Collins looked good. Lael Collins got plenty of reps. One time he got beat, he kind of held his head down, but overall, Lael Collins looked good, and I guess they figured that Lael Collins need these reps. So I mean, he played there and there. I know over 50 snaps. So he looked good out there, and I'm just telling you, man, it's just a great thing to see when you got to pick these players that's been injured back on the field, and which leads me to Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton Vander Esch looked really, really smooth out there. He looked real fluid. He moved real, without any hesitation. So hopefully he's another one that is playing for a contract. So he definitely gonna have to ball out. He's gonna have to ball out this year, in order to stay on his team, or they might have to let him go. We got to remember they did not pick up his 5th-year option. They didn't pick it up. So they're basically saying, show us that you deserve to be here on the Cowboys. So that's gonna be something to see. But in the trenches, I'm a real big fan about seeing what goes on in the trenches between the offensive line and defensive line, and it just I ain't no big guy, never played. I play receiver, but just the trenches is where it all happens. The toughness, and we had a chance to see Connor McGovern get beat by Aaron Donald. Yeah, Aaron Donald gave him a swim move out of whop, whop, whop. Wow, boy, he hit him with no. Matter of fact, when Conor McGovern went to jump out, he jumped back and gave him that swim move. He got right on around that edge on him. So yeah, But I just like the trenches, man. But speaking of the secondary, we had Trey Diggs. Trey Diggs looked good. Trey Diggs is becoming more fearless. You know, he's now. I think the game is starting to slow down. He's making plays. He plays with a sense of urgency. He's playing with smarts. So he's looking good. People wondering how did he become, how is he doing, or how did he become to where he is now? It's just I think the game just slowed down for him. So so it was good seeing him make a few breakups. Trey Diggs is gonna be that guy, which I knew he was when we drafted him. And basically he's gonna definitely hold down at one side. But let me say this, man. This is something I've been noticing. Every time I see him on the field, and that's Dak Prescott. So now every time I see Dak Prescott, I'm always looking at his shoe because he got that Jordan deal. So he has some all icy white Jordans on. I'm like, he has some icy white Jordan cliques on, and man, they was sweet too. But now knowing that he got that deal, I'm always looking down at his feet like, what kind of Jordans he got on today, But he rocking those, he rocking the Jordan shirts, the caps, and things like that. So like I say, big ups to Dak Prescott and what he's bringing to the table, man. And what he means to this team. People can say, well, he wasn't worth the money, but it's just the chemistry that he brings to he's just the bond that he brings to the team that you can't overlook. So so big ups to Dak and what he's doing. But also I want to say about this defense. Let me say George Edwards was a great addition to this defense. He's the linebacker coach, but he also has a lot to do with the defense. But this defense it has a personality now. It has a character. It has some character to it, which last year we didn't know what was going on. So, George Edwards is definitely teaching. He's teaching along with Coach Q. Both of these guys are hands-on, and that's the best way to teach a player is hands-on. Be out there on the field with them, and show them exactly what you're doing. And I noticed with this defense, you could tell that the defense is playing a lot better together than what they had last year. True enough, we can blame it on the pandemic and things like that, but it was god awful last year. But but like I say, George Edwards definitely has his hands all on this defense, which is a great thing, and I'm looking forward to see how it continues to develop, But the whole defense looks fluid. They're moving together as one. My man Jalen Smith, he looking good out there. So everybody's looking good, and everybody got some reps out there. But let me say this: Ben DiNucci, you're gonna need more reps. He's bailing out the pocket, rolling out. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. We'll keep rooting for Ben DiNucci and see how he does. But Ben DiNucci, let me tell you something, buddy. You got to play like your hair is on fire. Okay? You got to play like your hair is on fire. And same thing with Jaquan Hardy. Jaquan Hardy, I'm going to tell you something. Because everybody else is going to half speed. I was watching, man. They was plugging them holes up on you, Jaquan. That's my guy, number 37 out of Tiffin University. But let me say this about you, man. Listen. Just because everybody else, Tony Pollard and Zeke going half, you cannot go half speed. You got to go 100. One time you got decleated. Don't let that happen no more. You got to hit that hole and hit that hole hard, man. If you ain't sweating, you ain't doing nothing. You can't do what Zeke and what Tony Pollard is doing. They can go half speed. They got a job. But you, I need you giving 100%. You can't. No, you hit that hole, bam, bounce off them jokers. Like, oh, this dude's, yeah. You trying to fight for a position on this team, man. I don't want to see that no more. So now I need you to, I'm rooting for you. This is G, the number one Cowboy fans, talking to you personally. Okay? Pick up your game. I don't care what you do and how you do it, but you better be first in doing it. All right? But anyway, with that said, y'all, that's my coaching voice, you know. But I just like this kid, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. Ooh, I haven't had y'all hold y'all too long. But you know what? This is the weekend video. So that's what happens when I do the weekend video. It goes over 10 minutes. Sorry, but just giving y'all some information what's going on, man. That's what we do, you know. And don't forget to check out. Hey, y'all want to see that scrimmage? Look on our Facebook page, the Cowboy Huddle, and go check out that scrimmage. Now, it's gonna go for about a minute or two, just kind of going through the advertising. Fast forward a little bit, and it'll take you right to practice. You can fast forward to where you want to go to watch the practice. You know, they're going to do a lot of one-on-ones. Some of us like to watch the one-on-one, and some of us like to just go directly to the scrimmage. So you can kind of, control that however you want to do it. But anyway, guys, I got to go, man. I got some yard work to do, and I got to wash my car today. So, my day is never done. But anyway, guys, I just want to say appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, and leave your comments in the comments below. And we'll talk later. Deuces.